Hey guys, Tom here. Happy Friday, happy hour Friday. The weeks keep flying by. It's the first day of fall and today is all about gin. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about gin. I had to look it up because I'm not a real big gin drinker, but some of you may be, so equal opportunity. I wanted to tell you some stuff about gin, so I had to look it up. Gin is, as if you're a gin drinker, you know, it's a spirit whose predominant flavor is juniper. The name gin comes from either the French word janvier, something like that, or the Dutch word genever, which both mean juniper. Back in the 11th century, during the Black Plague, Black Death, which was the bubonic plague, people would they would treat the sick people with gin. Obviously, it didn't do anything, but that's what happened. And the creation of gin is often credited to a Dutch doctor named Franciscus Sylvius. So by about the middle of the 17th century, Dutch and Flemish, which I guess is Belgium, distillers were making gin very heavily. And in the early 17th century, when William III, also known as William of Orange, ruled the Dutch Republic, he encouraged distillers and manufacturers to make, that kind of product. But back then, they weren't really using juniper. They were using more of like turpentine type stuff to flavor it. It's kind of nasty, actually. But gin became very popular in England. Gin was kind of cheap in the times, and they actually encouraged making gin, and they, at the same time, very highly taxed imported spirits. So, hey, people drank gin. There was a different type of gin called, I forget where it came into. Okay, here we go. The 17th or the 19th century, there was a gin called Old Tom gin. Now that gin was a little sweeter and it often had sugar in it, but it kind of faded in popularity by early 20th century. So gin is still very popular today. By 1951, the Bartenders Guild had registered over 7,000 cocktails containing gin. So as you can see, gin is a very popular drink. Oh, and another thing I want to tell you is there is like sloe gin, which is kind of like gin. It was gin originally flavored with sloe berries, but the way they make it now, it's really not a gin product, but they still call it sloe gin. So let's make some gin drinks. The first one I'm going to make for you today is called a Southside. Now, there are a lot of gin drinks that are very similar. Like this Southside, it starts with mint. But if you were to leave the mint out and just pretty much make it the same way, you would have a drink called a gin Ricky. So all of these things will be in the description, as they always are. The recipes, I'm actually putting a lot of little mint leaves in there because my mint plant is kind of puttering out here for the season, but so I use a lot of little ones rather than a few big ones. So I'm just going to crush that up a little bit. I'm going to give it a little help with about an ounce of simple syrup. And I really like this graduated cocktail glass because you have all your measurements right on there, which makes it really helpful. So there's that, and then I need an ounce of lemon, a couple ounces of gin, I'm gonna leave the gin right here because he's the star of the show today. Handful of ice. And shaker time. Get that good and cold. It's a small glass loaded with ice. Filled almost to the top. And then just top it off with a little bit of club soda. And then I'm gonna garnish with a nice mint sprig. And just like that, happy hour is underway with the South Side. So that drink South Side, light, refreshing. I could see you drinking those around the pool. And don't forget, guys, you want to subscribe to the Homecraft Chronicles because as you can see, we have a great time making all kind of delicious cocktails and learning about the history about them. I'm having fun, you're having fun. So subscribe to the Homecraft Chronicles. Make sure you hit the notification so whenever something new comes along, you'll find out about it right away. You can check out the newest videos and have a good time just like everybody else. So now I'm going to make a drink called a Caribbean gin punch. I need some gin, 2 ounces of gin. I need an ounce of lime juice. I need an ounce of simple syrup again. And then you need, this drink calls for an orange flavored liquor. But even to make this drink more fun, rather than just using triple sec, I am going to use blue curacao, which is, again, it's an orange flavored liqueur, which is, other than the blue, I'm going to say it's pretty much interchangeable with triple sec. So I'm going to put an ounce of that. Whoa, that's a big pour. My brother Tim's going to be happy this week. Let's put a couple ice cubes in there. Another shaker. So a tall glass. Where's my strainer? And this one, what makes this drink interesting is it gets topped with coconut water. There's all kind of coconut waters out there, sweetened, unsweetened, flavored. This is just plain old coconut water. So I'm going to garnish that up with a lime and a straw, a blue straw for a blue drink. Number 2 today, guys, the Caribbean Gin Punch. So this next one is called a Bermuda Rose, and it calls for 3 ounces of gin. The origin of this drink, the name of it, I don't really know, but it sounds nice. But here's what I'm going to tell you. I am changing this drink up because this drink calls for apricot brandy, which I currently do not have in stock. So I am going to make my Bermuda Rose not with an apricot flavor, but with a strawberry flavor. I have creamed strawberry here. And it's only very slightly. This is still a gin forward drink, but it will have strawberry in the background instead of apricot. And that's what I keep telling you each and every week, guys. I give you recipes. This is just little grenadine. Again, you can use alcoholic, non-alcoholic, cherry juice, I don't care. When I give you the recipes, it's a guideline. But a drink like this, play with it. Or a drink like, you know, this. Use the flavored coconut water. Use the sweetened. Use the unsweetened. That's how you learn more exciting and new flavors. Then who knows? You might invent something new and become famous. So for this one, a chilled cocktail glass is in order. And that is a strawberry Bermuda rose. Okay, so I couldn't end tonight. I was gonna call it quits there, but I couldn't end without one more classic gin drink, and that is the Tom Collins. We talked about John Collins before, all these Collins people, but a Tom Collins is simply a couple ounces of gin, ounce and a half or so. I need a little lemon or lime, that's lime. I need a little lemon. A little sugar. And a little club soda. And I need a Garnish. What's a Tom Collins without an orange and a cherry? And then you need a way to drink it, so why not a straw? Don't fill it up as much as I did, guys. In fact, you know what? Let's unfill it. And that is, you can't get a more classic cocktail than a Tom Collins. And you could see how easy it was to make. There you have it. Enjoy yourself a nice Tom Collins. So there you have it, guys. 4 quick, easy drinks with good old English gin. You know, if you think you don't like gin, and I think I don't like gin, give it another try, because you never know. Maybe one of these will strike your fancy and you'll be a gin lover just like millions of other people. So I'm out of here. I'm gonna just enjoy a nice gin cocktail. So try one of these, try a couple, but each and every week I'm gonna tell you, try them responsibly. I want you to come back each week for happy hour and have a good time. So I'm out. Until I see you next time, guys, remember, take care of yourself and your home. Cheers to gin.